Ever wondered how secure the apps on your phone truly are? In a world increasingly reliant on digital technology, app security is more critical than ever. Every day, we trust these applications with our most personal information, believing they are safe. But how sure are we? Today, we're going to delve into a significant threat lurking beneath the surface of your favorite apps' injection attacks. Unveil the mystery of injection attacks and learn how they can compromise your favorite apps. So, what exactly is an injection attack? This question might pop up in your mind quite often, especially if you're interested in the realm of cybersecurity. Well, let's break it down. Injection attacks, in essence, are all about the introduction of malicious data into a program. Now, this might sound a little abstract, so let's put it into a more digestible perspective. Imagine you're having a conversation with someone, you're expecting them to respond in a certain way. But what if out of nowhere, they start spouting gibberish? You'd be confused, right? That's what happens in an injection attack. The program expects data in a certain format, but instead, it receives something harmful and unexpected. Now, this harmful data isn't just random nonsense. It's meticulously crafted to exploit the program's vulnerabilities. Once inside, it can be executed to cause a variety of damage, from data theft to system shutdowns. But not all injection attacks are the same. They come in different flavors, each with its own unique characteristics. For instance, there's SQL injection, which targets databases. Here, the attacker manipulates a query to gain unauthorized access or retrieve sensitive data. It's like talking to a librarian, but tricking them into giving you access to restricted books. Then there's OS injection, where the attacker injects malicious commands into the operating system. It's as if someone handed you a seemingly harmless note, but reading it aloud triggers a trapdoor beneath your feet. And let's not forget HTML injection. In this case, the attacker injects harmful HTML code into a website, potentially altering its appearance or functionality. Imagine someone secretly replacing your paintbrush with a magic one that makes your paintings come to life, but not in a good way. These are just a few examples. The world of injection attacks is vast and ever-evolving. But don't worry, understanding them is the first step towards defending against them. Now that we've got a grasp on what injection attacks are, let's dive deeper into how they work. Injection attacks might sound complicated, but their mechanism is quite straightforward. Let's walk through a step-by-step process of an injection attack to better understand this. Firstly, it all starts with an attacker identifying a vulnerable point in an application. This could be anywhere that the application accepts user input. For instance, a search box on a website, a login form, or even a comment section. If these areas are not properly secured, they become potential points of entry for an attacker. Once the attacker identifies these weak spots, the next step is the insertion of harmful data, often known as malicious payload. This payload is usually coded in the same language that the application uses, such as SQL, JavaScript, or XML. The key here is that the payload is disguised as regular input. To the untrained eye, it may look like a normal string of text or code, but hidden within it are commands that the attacker wants the application to execute. Now, here's where the magic, or rather the mischief, happens. When the application processes this disguised input, it fails to recognize it as harmful. Instead, it reads the input as a legitimate command and executes it. This could lead to various harmful outcomes, such as unauthorized access to sensitive data, altering of database records, or even taking control of the system. One common example of an injection attack is the infamous SQL injection. In this case, the attacker injects malicious SQL statements into a query. When executed, these statements can manipulate the database, leading to data breaches. It's important to note that not all injection attacks are as easily executed. They depend heavily on the security measures in place and the skill level of the attacker. But even the most secure systems have their weak points, and that's what the attackers are counting on. Understanding how injection attacks work is the first step to protecting your apps from them. By being aware of the potential threats and how they operate, we can work towards building more secure applications and systems, keeping our digital world a safer place. So, what does all this mean for you and your apps? Well, let's take a moment to recap. We've delved into the world of app vulnerabilities and focused on one of the most common types: injection attacks. These are sneaky, malicious tactics where attackers inject harmful data into your apps. The aim? To disrupt operations, or even worse, to gain unauthorized access to your sensitive information. There are various types of injection attacks: SQL, OS, and LDAP, to name a few. Each has its unique modus operandi, but they all share a common objective: to exploit your app's security weaknesses. We've also unpacked how injection attacks work. It's like a Trojan horse smuggled inside harmless-looking data. Once inside, it wreaks havoc, manipulating your app's operations or pilfering your data. And it's not always about stealing. Sometimes it's about creating chaos, disrupting services, and causing general mayhem. So, why should you care? Well, aside from the obvious risk to your personal data, there's a broader implication. Injection attacks can compromise an entire network, leading to widespread damage. This is why being aware of these threats is crucial. In this digital age, app security isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a must. Understanding how threats like injection attacks work is the first step in protecting yourself. It's about being proactive, not just reactive. Remember, knowledge is power when it comes to app security. Before we wrap up, there's one more thing you should know. In the ever-evolving sphere of technology, staying informed is not just an option, it's a necessity. The realm of app security is no different. Our digital footprints are everywhere, and those footprints are tantalizing targets for cyber attackers. The best defense is to arm yourself with knowledge and vigilance. Remember, the apps nestled in your pocket are not just tools for convenience, they're gateways that can lead intruders to your personal information. Make it a habit to update your apps regularly. Each update doesn't just come with new features or bug fixes. They also include the latest security patches designed to fortify your apps against injection attacks and other vulnerabilities. In the end, it's not just about enjoying the benefits of tech. It's also about understanding its risks and safeguarding yourself. Stay safe, stay updated, and keep exploring the fascinating world of tech.